Hi analyzers, welcome to the world of William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was a person wearing many hats. He was a poet, playwright, an actor, dramatist, and literary genius. Let's deep dive into his world with a quote of his. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. How true is this observation? From this, we can truly see that his work contained a deep sense about the universal truths of life. Introduction. We see that this presentation would contain a brief introduction, a glimpse of his early life, his career overview, his different plays and their comparison, his sonnets, legacy, and the comparison of few of his works like Macbeth, Julius Caesar, and a description of Romeo and Juliet, All the World's a Stage. An introduction about Shakespeare. Shakespeare is widely regarded as one of the greatest playwrights in history. Shakespeare is known for his plays, sonnets, and others works like explore complex themes like love, power, and ambition. Few of them, as described in later slides, are Romeo and Juliet, All the World's a Stage, Macbeth, and Julius Caesar. His works are still performed and studied around the world today, over 400 years after his death. That's the impression that he has made on this world. Early life, Shakespeare had a quite normal life in his early stage. Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, England in 1564. His father, John Shakespeare, was a successful businessman, and his mother, Mary Arden, was a member of a prominent family. Shakespeare attended a local grammar school where he learned Latin and Greek and may have received some training in drama. He married Anne Hathaway in 1582 and the couple had 3 children together. Shakespeare is believed to have moved to London in 1580s or early 1590s to pursue a career as a playwright. Talking about Shakespeare's career, he had a brilliant one. He was wearing many hats. He was writing plays, sonnets, dramas, and he also owned some of the theatres where he also played as an actor in few of his plays. So let's get into an overview about this. Shakespeare's works consist of mainly 2 types. He wrote 38 plays and 154 sonnets. A play was a form of literature that was meant to be performed on stage, whereas sonnets were 14-line poems written in iambic pentameter. William Shakespeare was a multi-talented individual who played many roles throughout his life. He played a playwright, and his career as a playwright spanned over 2 decades. He wrote dozens of plays including comedies, histories, and tragedies. Few of them are like Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, and Julius Caesar. As an actor, William Shakespeare had begun his career in this, and he was a member of Lord Chamberlain's Mill, which later became King's Mill. As a theatre owner, he was also a shareholder in the Globe Theatre and the Blackfriars Theatre, 2 of the most important theatres in London at that time. He introduced new literary techniques such as the use of blank verse, and he explored new themes and ideas in his plays. He also played a key role in the development of the English language, introducing new words and phrases, and thus is regarded as an innovator. Plays of Shakespeare have a different variety in each one of them and have also different themes to it. It has very great depth and a universal truth hidden inside it. So let's get an overview about it. Shakespeare's plays often explore universal themes such as love, jealousy, power, and revenge, and are known for their complex character and poetic language. He is also best known for his plays, which include tragedies, comedies, histories. Some of his most famous works include Hamlet, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, Othello, King Lear, The Tempest, and A Midsummer Night's Dream. Many of Shakespeare's plays were performed at the Globe Theatre, as we had mentioned earlier, in London, which he partly also owned. His plays were popular with the audience during his lifetime. So not only in literature and books, his plays were enacted and were enjoyed by the larger audience. The sonnets of Shakespeare consist of many wide varieties, which are small poems with very deep depth inside them, stating some of the brilliant observations of Shakespeare of this life. Sonnets. In addition to his plays, Shakespeare is also famous for his sonnets. He wrote 154 sonnets, which is a very huge number to be written in one's lifetime, which were also published in 1609. The sonnets are written in iambic pentameter and are known for their intricate rhyme, schemes, and poetic language. The dark lady concept. The sonnets are primarily about love, both romantic and platonic. and are often addressed to a young man or a mysterious dark lady. The sonnets have been widely studied and are considered some of the greatest works of English poetry. And after so many hundreds of years, still we study his sonnets and find out the deep truth about them. Shakespeare plays were written few hundred years ago before us, but still, when it comes to learning about English literature, his plays must be read. It is a very integral part of English literature now. So let's get an overview about his legacy. Shakespeare's legacy extends beyond just literature and popular culture. His works have been studied and analyzed by scholars and academics for centuries. Influential fields such as linguistics, philosophy, and cultural studies. He can also be truly regarded as a philosopher, writing a very deep knowledge about this world. His plays have not only been adapted for films and stage, but also for television, opera, ballet, and even in video games. The themes and characters he created have become archetypes, and they continue to resonate with audience today, as seen with the Romeo and Juliet character still that we see in films, dramas, and many other places. Shakespeare's impact on English language itself cannot be overstated. He is credited with inventing over 1700 words, many of which are still in use today, such as eyeball and gossip words which we use in day-to-day are his creation. His plays have been performed in every corner of the globe, and his ideas and themes have been adapted and reinterpreted by artists from diverse cultures and backgrounds. To get a deeper view about his plays, let's compare two of the most famous plays, Macbeth and Julius Caesar, on their plots, characters, and theme. Macbeth. The plot of Macbeth follows the story of a Scottish general who became the king after being manipulated and motivated by his aggressive wife and the witch's prophecies, whereas Julius Caesar is a historical drama that registers the event leading up to the assassination of the Roman leader. On analyzing the characters, Macbeth is a powerful character here, but with a tragic end. Macbeth is a tragic figure who becomes consumed by his desire for power and is haunted by his guilt, whereas in Julius Caesar, he is an aggressive and influential character, where he is a charismatic leader who ultimately falls victim to the treachery of his friends. On the theme analyzation, we see that Macbeth is focusing more on the psychological effects of unchecked ambition and the consequences of one's action. And in the theme of Julius Caesar, we see that it dwells into the political intrigue and backstabbing that can arise in a society where power is concentrated in the hands of a few or in an autocratic scenario. This was the end of part 1, so go and check the part 2 for more interesting stories by William